when a coach calls timeout, right? You're running down the field, coach yells timeout. There's time for you to take your whistle, recognize he called timeout, get the whistle to your mouth, blow the whistle. Things happen. Goals get scored. Somebody loses the ball. Doesn't matter. It's when he called it, when you acknowledge it. Same thing with penalties. If you see it, sometimes you think for a second, you go, yeah, you know what, that was a slash. Throw your flag, okay? So we got to learn we're going to go over something called, I call the cardinal rules of lacrosse. But it's going to talk about these things, recognizing the situation. All right, so a foul happens. Was it a loose ball? It's a loose ball. Is it a personal foul? Is it a technical foul? It's a personal foul. We're going to throw a flag, blow a whistle, right? Ball's loose, throw a flag, blow the whistle. It's a technical foul. Probably going to be a play on. We're going to talk about play. But for this section here, we're just talking about recognizing where we are. One team has the ball. We got a personal foul. All right. The team in possession fouls. Anytime you have the ball, you commit a foul. What are we going to do? We're going to blow the whistle. Stop it. If it's a personal foul, again, we're going to talk about this in just a minute. You're going to throw a flag. Technical foul. Technical foul when you have the ball. Award, moving pick, could be interference, any of those things. You're just going to blow the whistle. There's nobody in possession. It's a personal foul, loose ball, personal foul. What are we going to do? Blow the whistle, throw the flag. Okay? Oh, the team not in possession fouls, my mistake. So the defense commits a foul, we're throwing our flag. We call it flag down, slow whistle. Technical foul, same thing. We're going to throw a flag. So we call it flag down, slow whistle. In this sport, you get the opportunity to continue on with your offense if you've been fouled. Okay? So you don't have to stop. We keep going with the play as long as the play is going towards the scoring.
I got a link. I'll send out.
We continue. All right?
I'll do it automatically.
Until we have what we call the goodies. All right? What are the goodies? Goal is scored. The offense commits a foul. Anytime the offense commits a foul, we stop right then, right? Ball goes out of bounds. Defense gains possession. We have an injury stoppage, end of the period or equipment loss, and second foul by the defense, provided that there's not a scoring opportunity imminent. They made that change to say, if you're driving to the goal, the fact that the second foul happens doesn't stop automatically. If you think it's a scoring play, you let that scoring play go to completion before we blow our whistle and stop. There's one of the rulings in the book. Plays going on, two officials throw a flag. All right. We keep playing just because we don't assume that it's different fouls. We kind of usually assume it's the same foul. We get done, we find out it was two different fouls. All right, that happened. All right. This second foul was really designed for the end of the game when the team is down and they're just hacking the other team to try to get a little revenge. All right. That's really what the second foul rule came into a play. So if you miss it by not stopping immediately, don't sweat it. All right, flag down, slow whistle. We yell flag down. We talked about scoring opportunity and the goodies. All right, we're going to see a little example of Shannon Godfrey throwing a flag. I will tell you, he got reprimanded by NCAA for this action. This is not how we throw a flag. All right, here we go. Watch the video.
Than anything else in this world, lacrosse practice. Why? Because they're so weird. And this right here is no exception. We got high point versus Duke here. Quick restart.
Watch Shannon at the top. He thinks he's too close. Here we go. Watch this, Chuck. He's throwing the ball into the upper deck. All right. That is not how we throw a flag. It's not how we throw a flag.
White not giving him enough space, so he runs
there you go.
The ref.
I will tell you from personal experience, I know Shannon. He's a great guy. He's a fun guy. He enjoys this stuff, but he did get reprimanded from NCAA for throwing the flag like this. All right, it's not what we're looking for. This is more of what we're looking for. If you watch the ref in the bottom corner here, it's almost hard to see, but we want the flag to go up in the air. You yell flag down. I always yell flag is down. We want the other officials to echo it so that everybody knows there's a flag down on the play. Here we go. You see something he doesn't like, he yells flag is down. Did you catch it? You really got to watch because it's kind of nondescript. I will tell you, as you learn, as you're going up in age, as we're going up the field, throw the flag in the direction you're going, so you don't have to go all the way back to the defense to go collect it when the foul is done, when the play is over. I've even been times where I've thrown the flag and as I continue to run up the field, I'll pick it up and keep nudging it forward. All right. Just make sure they know it's not a second flag, but you want to keep it so that you don't have to run 50 yards back when we start the next play. All right. We talked about relay and reporting before. All right. Talk to your partner goes to the table to the coaches. And then the other ref is getting the field ready for play. Blue 2, slashing 1 minute. All right, our C note, and if you have to do an explanation, do an explanation. We're not going to watch this because we watched this a couple times. All right, so we throw the flag, we yell flag down, report our penalties, figure out who's going to get the ball, where's it going to start, and who's in the box. When do we use the in-home? So the in-home is used when A, there was a cluster, we saw somebody slash, we know it's somebody on white. Generally try to pick somebody, but if you truly don't know who it was, you can pick the in-home. Or if it's on the coach or the bench. All right, the coach or the bench goes, you got to use the in-home. That's why we get them in the beginning of the game. Another ruling in the book that we'll get to, in the event that you have tossed, the in-home is in the box, and you need another team foul, we go to the second attackman in the book. Okay? Second attackman is essentially a second in-home. Once the in-home is in there, you don't add more penalty time to him. You need to get another player. Just showing you the scorecard, why it's important to get your in-homes and write them down. They must be a starter. They must be an attackman. We're only filming up here, Howard. You don't have to duck. So they don't have to have a short stick. Doesn't say they have to be a short stick. It can be a pole playing attack, but he must be a starter. All right, must start on the field. Once we blow the whistle to start, possession is gained, he can run off the field and never come back on the field again. Doesn't matter. He started the game, he qualifies as the in-home. Pardon me? We check it at the lineup all the time. And I will usually, if you're working with me and you're the other two guys, I will say to you, you make sure white, we got number 6, and black, we got number 14 that are out. Tell me they're good. They're good. All right. Play on. We're going to go into this a little bit more when we get into the book. But play on, if you read the book, is designed to not take away an advantage when a loose ball foul is committed. All right. I'm going to give you a perfect example. When I used to coach, this was way before play on was a thing. I had a midi who learned how to punch the ball through. He was the first guy ever. He would punch the ball through. He would go to get the loose ball, and the other team would push it. Boop. Got a loose ball push. The other team would get 5 yards, stop the play. He'd get 5 yards, get ahead of me, and be able to play defense. Well, then they came up with play on. So if he did that same thing, bumped it through, he's the only guy going to the ball. There's an advantage to letting him keep playing, right? So we go play on. If he scoops it up and keeps going, it's perfect. He's kept his advantage. All right. Then we just say play on is off. Remember, play on is designed not to take away an advantage. It doesn't simply say if they pick up the ball, the play on is over. Right? So this one kills me. We have a midi face off, and the midi who gets pushed, we yell play on. He's running away from his goal to go get the ball. There's no advantage. Blow the whistle. Give him the ball, let him have his 5 yards, and start up the field. All right. Play on was not designed to keep the game moving. It is in effect, some of it, but it's really not to take away an advantage. All right. Somebody gets pushed and they're going towards the sideline and they scoop up the ball. And now they got the ball. And there's 3 guys mugging him. That's not an advantage. He was entitled to 5 yards on the ball. Blow the whistle, give him the space. All right. Remember, play on is designed not to take away an advantage. Oops, sorry. All right. Team B commits a loose ball technical. We yell play on, hand is up. Team A does not gain possession, stop the play, give him the ball, give him his 5 yards. Okay? They're saying keep your eyes on any extra action. In general, rule, keep play on short. What usually happens is this. B pushes A. We yell play on. Scrum, scrum, scrum. Now A pushes B, we blow the whistle and give the ball to A. Everybody's like, oh, A just pushed. Well, yeah, but we had a play on from a ways back where B pushed A. So if he doesn't get it right away, pick it up. Again, if there's no advantage, midfield scrum, there's no advantage unless somebody's busting out to the goal. You'll be way ahead if you blow the whistle quickly, keep it out of there. All right, we signal penalty. I got to push on white. Red ball. Here we go. Team A gains it. They say play off. I was always taught this way. However you want to do it. Play off. Play on is off. Just let them know you stop. Here's an example of a play on. Watch the guy up top. Right there. They circle him. He gets pushed. The ref yells play on. Pass goes through. His teammate picks it up. There's really no advantage lost, right? They kept the game, keeps the game moving. It wasn't like he was going to goal. So no advantage lost. Let's go. All right, we talked about our technical fouls, doing the signals. I've told you before, practice in front of the mirror. They suggest that you have somebody shoot you with a video camera and you see how you're doing it. If we do make an error, we need to correct it. Take your time, all right? Figure out what the mistake was. In high school, a coach is allowed to call a timeout to say, hey, you gave us a minute for a push. I really think that's a 30-second technical. You guys get together, you figure out the coach is right. We give him 30-second technical, we give him back his timeout, all right? If we make an error, here's a big one. I go, white's going this way, right? And I look up and I go, white! And I point the wrong direction. Whoops, my bad. Hold on, we got 20 seconds. You guys sub. Because more than hearing us, they see the point all the time. And I'll almost tell you, if you do it once in a game, you're going to do it 3 times. Just sometimes you just get mixed up which direction's going. You know whose ball it was, but you pointed the wrong direction. Well, they see you point. They're sending the other team on. When you realize you made a mistake, it's an official's error, put your hands up. It's what we would have called a horn in the old days. They got 20 seconds, turn your timer on. My time, substitute, free substitute. And they tell you you're ready to go, then you go, all right? That's the biggest one we tend to make, is we tend to point the wrong direction and call the right color. All right, give me just one quick second to switch. What we're looking.
You go into your cardinal rules.
That's what we're going to do.
Right.
I've modified them a little bit. All right, I lost my cursor. Somebody see it?
Don't feel bad. I've lost mine too.
Right around the window. But I can't see it on the screen here. On my screen. Yeah, I'm gonna see it at the bottom. At the bottom now. It's in that bottom section. I haven't had this happen before. Yeah. Somehow I'm trying to get down and open up my the file folder. Goodness, click on that. Right there. One more time. You had it. There we go. Got it. Okay. Oh, not quite. There we are. There we go. All right. So this is something I put together a couple years ago that I call the cardinal rules of lacrosse. All right. There are very few absolutes in lacrosse, but these are a few. And this really is rule 7 in a nutshell. You print this off, you keep this with you, you'll always be able to enforce rule 7. All right. It's not up there on the screen. How can we not get it on the screen? On the Word document. Okay, gotcha. Yes, sir. Technical difficulties. Come over here. Come over here. Yeah. Right there.
You want yours on this and on that at the same time?
Yes, sir. Goes from here. Usually.
Usually he has these.
There we go. Beautiful. All right.
You may count.
Thank you. I'll send me a bill, I'm sure. All right. Rule number one, remember this, you can never serve time if your team has the ball and you commit a technical foul. It will never happen, okay? Where does this come into play? Had a perfect example. Two guys are running up the field, kind of being butt heads. Ref says, I'm gonna give them both a conduct. Well, you can't do that because the guy that's got possession, when you give him a conduct, he's just gonna lose the ball, right? Think about it. If you have the ball, you commit a technical foul, a ward, a moving pick, interference, any of those things, you just lose the ball. You will never serve time if you have the ball and commit a technical foul. Corollary to that is you will always serve time if you commit a personal foul. Always serve time if you commit a personal foul. So you're going to get guys even through the college level. Slash, they score a goal. Doesn't that wipe it out? Doesn't the goal wipe it out? No. You will always serve time if you commit a personal foul. And then to get really into the weeds, there's only 2 times when the ball is loose and you commit a technical foul that you will serve time. Yes, Ben.
Technical foul.
Uh-huh.
Give me 5, you don't give me 5, 30 seconds.
No, take the ball away. Oh, defense? Well, so we do not do that anymore. They've got that. Yeah, sorry. So what we do now is we no longer ask for 5 yards. If he starts within 5 yards and that guy plays him, that is a technical foul, throw the flag. It's called delay of game. All right. So 2 times, ball is loose. Here's the first one.
You just changed it?
I didn't.
Because yours says 1 time.
This says there are only 2 times.
No, the one.
Oh, Bob changed. Yeah, Bob put it on the internet. I did change it because Chris pointed out there are 2 times. First time, here we go. Loose ball push. All right, B pushes A. For the sake of our discussion, A is always on offense, B is always on defense whenever you do this. So B pushes A turns around and slashes B. Boop, we blow our whistle. All right. That loose ball push is actually going to serve time. The 2 fouls are going to serve. All right, we're going to get into this in a minute because we'll get there. These are going to be simultaneous fouls. The other time a loose ball served, if there's already a flag down and the team that's offended, the defense commits another foul, loose ball push, that's a second flag. Okay, so once a flag is down, any loose ball foul by the defense is going to be a second foul. All right, if there's only 1 foul, you're always going to get the ball. The team that's going to get the ball is always going to get the ball in the offensive half of the field. Right? If it was on a pole, it's going to be a free clear. If it was on the attack, we're going to go to the same relative position outside the box. But if there's only 1 foul, you're always going to start in your offensive half. So we should never see a pole starting the ball back in his end of the field because they're man up. I've seen it a couple of times and it's like fingernails on a chalkboard to me. All right. 1 foul, free clear. If you're already in the offense, we're going to go outside the box, same relative position. Okay. If there's a man up at the end of the quarter, uneven situation, we call man up. One team has more players than the other. If someone has possession, when the quarter expires, they're going to keep possession. That could be the defense. If the defense has possession, they're going to keep possession. Okay. If the offense, if we throw a flag, so A is going to be man up and the ball becomes loose at the end of the quarter, A is going to start with the ball in the next quarter. The flag down denotes possession. Okay. Flag down denotes possession. So let's get really weird. Same thing. B is up a man And as the quarter ends, A commits a foul, we throw a flag. All right, now it is not gonna make it man up. It's gonna make it an even situation. If it's even, we face off. The only time we don't face off is it's uneven. I call it man up, but uneven, no face. If penalty happens to make it an even situation, then we're gonna face it off. Make sense? Not dead ball. I said if it flag down as the period ends to make it. These are all live ball fouls. When we get to dead ball, whole nother world, okay? And then a little simple one, you're never gonna start in the box. You cannot start in the box, right? Your man up, we always say, step outside the box. Step outside the box. You can never start inside the box to start a penalty. That's why same thing with a loose ball push. You're right by the goal, you get pushed, loose ball, play on, boop, white ball, outside the box, okay? No, you're not going to 7-3B yet. All right. There is one fluky time, but it's, I've read for 35 years, this has never happened. Here's what it is. It's rule 7-3B, all right? Ball goes out of bounds on a shot on the end line. The defensive team commits a dead ball foul. The ball is going to restart in the box. Now think about it. Here's the only thing I can think this will happen. There's 4 seconds left in the game, 5 seconds left in the game. Ball goes out on the end line. Coach says, if we foul them, it's going to take them outside the box. It's going to take them a lot longer to get in to get a shot. So the rules say technically that shot goes out. So everything's got to happen. The planet's a line, right? Shot off the end line, dead ball foul, you'll actually restart where the shot went out of bounds. If that ever happens to you, I want you to call me. I want to mark it down because I have
Should go in the Hall of
never seen it, and no one knows this rule. So if you don't call it, well, there's only one guy. There's only one other guy that knows this rule. If you don't call it, don't sweat it. No one's ever going to find out. All right. If a player commits multiple fouls and one of them is non-releasable, you always got to serve the non-releasable first. So that's why we check penalty time all the time. All right. We got an illegal stick and something else, or shot to the head. And then it's first he did a push, then he did a targeting. So he's in for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He's got to serve the 2 minutes first. So that's important because if the other team scores in that first 2 minutes, he's still in the box. They score at 2:01, he's released. All right. If a team is man up and they score, all of the penalties on the other team will be released unless there are non-releasable fouls or they're stacking. We're going to talk about stacking here in just a minute. But you'll hear this all the time. You throw 14 in, he's got a slash and a push. All right. The other team scores in the first 10 seconds. You say, okay, 14, you're out. Coach goes, no. That only releases one penalty. He's got 2 to serve. Doesn't matter. He serves, all of his penalties are wiped out. All right. So unless they are non-releasable, the goal being scored wipes out all of his penalties. Any questions? All right. Now I'm going to see if you've been paying attention for the last couple of weeks. How many players do you have to have on the field to be able to play the game? Not start the game, play the game. 7. You must have 7. All right. So what happens when Team B gets 4 penalties? We call the game? What happens?
We do the worst thing. Stack.
We go to stacking. Stacking is such a weird concept. All right. So we have 4 guys that are going to be serving time, but the team is only going to be down 3 on the field. So what they do is they put the 3 guys in the box and the 4th guy stacks behind the box. So let's say Team B has 4 penalties. Team A is up. So we got 3 guys in the box. Team A scores in the first 10 seconds. And none of the penalties are non-releasable. So who's out? All 3 of those guys are released. However, only 2 of them can come back on the field. One of them has to go to the box, and then the guy that was stacked has to step into the box and now he's gonna start serving his penalty time. All right? You can add up as many as you want. Yes, sir.
Is there a face-off there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, because there, unless something happened to not have it be a face-off. So it's just like, we throw a flag for a slash and they score, we still face off, right? They're man down face, okay? So it'd be the exact same thing. Score, 2 of the 3 come onto the field. Now that team is 1 man down on the field. They still have a man in the box. If there were 6 guys, 3 in the box, 3 stacked. They score, 3 guys in the box released, but they get to go to their bench. And then those 3 get to come into the box and start serving their time.
Those three can go back on the field and take 3 guys on the field.
No. Well, those 3 could, but 2 of them are back to play fair. So 2 of them are back to play. They can sub whatever. The 3rd guy is released, but he could go on the field and another player come up. Yes, sir. They're still gonna have 1 guy in the box. We don't care who, as long as that guy who was penalized, because the other 3 individuals are now free to participate. Okay, and that's why we have to pay attention to the numbers a lot of times, because you called 14. Next thing you know, 14's running around on the field. You go, whoa. My time, 14. You had a slash. Yeah, but I got him serving instead of me. No, it doesn't work that way. All right, 14, you got to go. Okay. All right.
Take your time if it's slash.
If we go, here's
mean,
where we're starting to get into the fun
stack.
part. All right. If there are live ball fouls on both teams, the team with less penalty time gets the ball regardless of sequence. Live ball fouls are always about amount of time. All right. If the time is equal, the team that had the ball keeps the ball and the ball restarts where the whistle was blown. This is what I use. If the fouls are live, the restart is dead. Okay. However you want to do this, if the fouls are dead, the restart is live. They have it in there, live ball, leave it. Whatever works so that you understand if they're live ball fouls, they're going to start right there. Perfect example happened to me 2 weeks ago in a club game. All right. A is on offense. A is going to the goal. B pushes A. Ball becomes loose. A turns around, cross checks B. Boop, foul on the offense, immediate whistle. All right. Who gets the ball? Let's do this first. Who's in the box? Both guys are in the box. All right. So we got a 30-second on B and a 1 minute on A.
30 seconds.
Guy with 30 seconds is getting ball because live ball fouls, less time gets the ball. Where are we going to start? Right where it was. So B gets the ball and they're literally starting right by their goal. They're going to be even. They got the ball, but now they got to clear it to get it out. All right. So live ball is always amount of time. Doesn't matter what order happens. Live ball is always based on time. Let's say we had a cross check on B, and then a ball becomes loose and A turns and cross checks B. Now who gets the ball? No, the team that had the ball keeps the ball. The ball becomes loose, it's still a team possession. Just like if he had committed a loose ball technical, he would have been in the box. All right, so it is a team possession. While you still have it on offense, it is considered a team possession. Fouls are equal. The team that had the ball keeps the ball. Now, because A was going to start with it, we cannot restart in the box. Remember the cardinal rules. So we're going to move them outside of the box, same relative position. They're going to start there. Okay. So live ball, amount of time. All right. Let's do a little, well, we've already done that. Let's do the same play going a little different. B comes in, B cross checks A, the ball becomes loose, A pushes B. Blow the whistle. What do we got? Sorry? Cardinal rule number 1. If you have the ball and commit a technical foul, you will never serve time. So it's just like doing a ward. It's just like doing a ward. It just stops the play. So we consider that team possession, right? Because let me go with this one more time. A has the ball. B cross checks him. the ball becomes loose, B pushes him. That's a flag. It's considered a team possession until B picks it up. Right, just until B picks it up, it's considered a team possession. So if you have that situation where B cross checks, right, and then A pushes, offense commits a technical foul, it just stops the ball. Just stops the play. Say, now we administer the foul. B, you're going to 1 minute, right, for a cross check. A, you're going to get the ball right outside the box. Okay? So it definitely depends on sequence, which way we go. All right, if there are dead ball fouls on both teams, they are enforced in sequence. Time is irrelevant. It doesn't matter who's got a minute, who's got 30. Let's say 30 is probably never going to come and play in a dead ball sequence, all right? Somebody's going to have the ball and lose the ball. But it's going to be a 2 minute versus a 1 minute, all right? It doesn't matter. Here's what we got. B is playing defense, and they punch A. We throw a flag. We're going to give him 3 minutes. Then A yells about his heritage and everything else. We're going to give him a 1 minute unsportsmanlike. All right. Who's going to get the ball? I lost my screen. Oh, I lose my screen. Sorry. B.
Ball was dead, right?
It's sequence. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me just a second to come back up.
You saw that ball, so I couldn't ball. Yeah, he didn't know who was there.
If we have,
Punch was a dead ball.
yes, if the punch was a dead ball, the play's over. B punches A. Now A retaliates. Okay. Who gets the ball? B. Sequence, regardless of time. B is going to be in for 3 minutes. A is going to be in for 1 minute. But B gets the ball because dead ball is always sequence. And then because B is going to get the ball, if they're in their defensive half, it's going to be a free clear. Dead ball fouls, the restart is live. Okay. Or they say dead ball, dead center. Go to the center. I just like if one is live, the other's dead. If one is dead, the other's live. And it just works for me. Okay. To keep it going all the time. So however you started, the best thing for me is you have a bunch of live ball fouls followed by a dead ball foul. Because when a dead ball foul happens, that answers 2 of the questions already. Who's going to get the ball and where it's going to start? All right. The team that didn't commit the dead ball foul is going to get the ball. And it's either going to start in their offense, or if they're already in their offense, it's going to stay right there. Then we just got to have to figure out. All right. So if live ball fouls followed by a dead ball, the last dead ball foul will determine who gets the ball.
On 10,
Yes, sir.
in the dead ball falls in sequence, but if there's no sequence, it goes simultaneous, and it doesn't segment, that's wherever the ball was.
The ball was, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, here's the whole.
When it comes to serving, those are simultaneous.
Yes.
Those dead ball
It's
fouls.
not the serving, because here's why. All penalties that happen between when the first flag is thrown and the whistle blows resuming play, all common penalty time will be non-releasable. We used to call it simultaneous. I was corrected by someone who says they're not simultaneous. Simultaneous in lacrosse doesn't mean simultaneous in the English language. All right. So here's what we corrected it to. All common penalty time will be non-releasable. That can be a long time. It can be 5 minutes. I'm going to ask you not to answer. All right. We had a game. We're doing a game. All right. Flag down, end of the quarter, right? Boom. B slash. B is going to go in the box. All right. We decide to do a stick check. We go out and do a stick check. A stick is illegal. Now A is going in for 2 minutes. What happens to B slash? It becomes non-releasable. All penalties that happen between when the first flag is thrown and the whistle blows resuming play, all common penalty time will be non-releasable. All right?
This ball too, right?
Yes, B gets the ball. Exactly. At midfield.
So
Yeah.
run through that one more time,
So here's what we had.
because they can't hear what he said that started this
Okay.
conversation.
So at the end of the quarter, we're playing, there's a flag down on B. B slash is A. Flag down. Play ends, the quarter ends. All right. Now, by the first rules, A is going to get the ball. Flag down denotes possession outside the box. We've thrown a flag. We have not blown a whistle to restart play yet. At third quarter, we check sticks. A stick is illegal. Now A is going to serve. That also now makes that slash become non-releasable because we have not restarted play. So any penalty time between when the first flag is thrown and the whistle blows resuming play, it could be 5 minutes. All common penalty time will be non-releasable. Okay, so that now makes that slash non-releasable.
So you basically, if you haven't enforced a penalty because the
You
ball
haven't
was there,
started.
You haven't restarted play.
yeah, if you have not restarted play, but you had a foul before to kill play,
Yep.
then it's going to be locked in.
Anything that happens between then and now. So that's how you get that play I told you about, all right? Where we had the cross check and the push. That's how the push becomes non-releasable. Coach says, how can a push be non-releasable? You just say, Coach, 7-2D. You all are thinking about a tattoo, had a little question like whether I really want to start. I'm thinking you get your Sharpie, come right here on your forearm, and you just write 7-2D. Like a lot of people put a Bible verse, you just start with 7-2D. Coach, you coach. All common penalty time between when the flag is thrown and the whistle blows, resuming play is non-releasable. It's like, what? It doesn't make any sense. He looks like, Coach, 7-2D. Just look it up. 7-2D. Just look it up and you'll be out. All right. So any scenario you come up with is between the flag thrown and then the whistle blown, resuming play. And it becomes, Steve had to catch me on it, to be honest with you. That's why I asked him not to answer. So we were doing a game, we threw the flag, got slashed, we're going out. I said, we're gonna do stick checks anyway. We do stick check. A now is illegal. And he goes, that slash was locked in. I go, son of a gun, you're right. Sir, that slash now is locked in. Coach goes, what? How did that be? It was just a slash. Well, because this happened, we haven't blown the whistle to resume play. All common penalty time now is non-releasable. Makes sense? It's a hard one to remember, but it's one that you got to go with. I always do stick checks. All right. So I was a pole when I played, and I believe all attackmen are cheaters. So I check sticks all the time. Right. If you want to score, you be good. If you're good and you can handle your stick, more power to you. But 9 times out of 10, they're cheating. Right. It's just, I'm just saying. So it doesn't matter. In high school, we only get to do 2 stick checks generally. So it was first quarter, third quarter. So we just said, you know what, we're going to check them in. Hopefully they'll be good. We can say, yep, we did our stick checks. Everything's good to go. We did a game yesterday. Chris will tell you. Each time the team called timeout, we did a stick check. Both times the offense called timeout, their sticks were illegal. They called timeout. We do the stick checks. Guess what, Coach? You got your timeout, but now the other team's got the ball, right? Get to the third quarter, same thing happens. Timeout. We go grab sticks. Look at his pocket. Okay, guess what, Coach? You called timeout. That was a great play you drew up, but you're on defense now. Right? You're going back the other way. Yeah. So that's it. And then last but not least, this is why the offense can never score a goal if there's someone in the crease, okay? Where does that come into play? We have a loose ball where the defense, team possession, defender pushes the attackman into the crease. It is an automatic whistle, right? It's not a flag down, it's an automatic whistle because the offense can never score if they have a man in the crease. Any questions on anything we've covered so far? We're almost out of here. We're a little bit ahead of schedule. All right, so we talked about stacking. We talked about all penalties get released when we're out. We did talk about 7 guys. All right. If a team happened to only have 8 guys on the field and they get 3 guys in penalties, then what happens? The game is over. That's right. You must be able to field 7 players. I had a game last year. Team had 12 guys on the field, 12 guys on the team. Halfway through the first quarter, number 12 gets hurt. Halfway through the second quarter, number 11 gets hurt. Now they're down to 10 guys, right? Then Number 10 got hurt. They had 9 guys. They could still play, but had they gotten 3 fouls, game would have been over. All right, they must be able to field 7 players, and we can't make an exception to say, well, you only got 6, you need 1 more. One of these guys won't serve his penalty. Doesn't happen that way. So that would actually end the game. All right.
You can add to the roster. I found the player. He's just gonna sit in the box.
How does stacking affect face-offs?
End of period, dead ball, 3 guys in the fifth.
So
Repeat what he said.
you are allowed, if you read in here, it's a defenseman comes up. You are allowed, if you have 3 guys off the field, you can bring a defender up to take the face-off. He cannot cross the line. So the rules say if you go over the line and put your 2 hands on the ground, you're offsides. So he kind of gets to stand there and play the ball, and that's about it. If the other guy's smart and he rakes it backwards, then there's nothing he can do. He steps over, he's offsides. All right. Again, we talked about 2 flags unless a scoring play is imminent. They made that change in Rule 7-8. And we talked about play on. So I am good. Unless any of y'all have any questions.
Can you talk through, because they couldn't hear what he said, talk through that offside scenario?
Okay, so if you have 3 guys in the box on penalties, you are allowed to bring someone from the defensive box. It cannot be the goalie. You're allowed to bring someone from the defensive restraining line up to do the face-off, but they cannot go offsides. So they're literally allowed to play the ball, and that stops it. If the other attack midi breaks the ball backwards, he has to stand there and stay on sides. We did have a play game with not, so now we no longer count backwards. Same game I had with 12 players got down to 9. They are allowed to play 6 on offense and keep 2 back in their defense. They are allowed to play 6 on defense and keep 2 back in their offense, because we don't care anymore about looking back. They're at a disadvantage, but technically they are allowed to do that. Offsides is when you have more than 7 on defense or more than 7 on offense. All right. We don't care about what's going on in the back half. So if they choose that, they could do that. Seems a little weird, but we had to think through it for a little bit. And I said, coach, you can send that other guy over if you want. You're playing short on defense. Just hope he hustles back when the other team breaks out. All right. And then another thing came up about timeouts. Can a coach call a timeout on a loose ball push? All right. Yes. Any dead ball, if he is fast enough, the defensive coach can call a timeout. All right. Any stoppage of play in high school, you can call a timeout. So if you're good, you're going to have to be good and quick. You bring that timeout. It's a loose ball push. The other team's supposed to get the ball, and he goes, timeout, timeout, timeout. He gets his timeout. Okay. It's in high school. That is in the rule book. Any stoppage of play, sir.
Real quick on the face-off thing,
Yes.
yeah, 4-2 or 4-10 situation, they can touch the line.
Yes. That's what I said. They can touch the line, but
Right.
they couldn't go across. I'm
They-
sorry.
They can, if they're still down in a face-off, they can. move
Okay.
around.
So we have a little correction. If we are playing with, it's rule what?
4-10.
Make sure you get your books out. Rule 410. All right. Again, this is one of those once in a lifetime things. 3 guys in the box. Guy comes up from the defense to play the face-off. He can hit the line and go over if he's playing the ball, but he can't chase him across the line.
Yeah, once he leaves the face-off position, he has to be on the right.
Once he leaves the face-off position, he has to be on his side of the line. So as long as he's down and he's going after the ball, he can stay there. That's rule 410.
What if he's got, in the face-off, the ball's moved over the line and he's playing it over the line? I know what it is like.
So just don't let it happen, Howard. Don't let it happen. So, no, seriously.
The law says they have to get back over as soon as practical.
Yeah.
Basically, give them a second once they stand up, like, hey, it's not.
If he's playing a scrum, the question is if he's playing in a scrum and they happen to twist a little bit, so he's ended up across the line, we're allowing that to go. As long as he's still in the face-off position, playing that ball. But as soon as he stands up, he has to be back on sides.
I was just thinking,
he's still on, his body's still on.
That's
his
correct.
side, But from whatever reason, the ball's over the line, he's clamping, he happens to have it clamped.
Clamping is allowed because
Still considered
your
face
stick,
off.
your stick can reach, so the question was, if he's in the scrum and the ball comes loose, I'm only repeating for the people online, that can he clamp across the line? Yes, you can always clamp across the line. Your stick is not considered out, right? So it's like reaching in the crease. You can reach in the crease with your stick. If you touch your hand in there, now you're in the crease. Touch your hand over the line, now you're over the line. But if you just clamp, you're okay as long as you're not withholding it. If he's clamp and rake, then we're good.
Mike, we
Sir.
make an announcement about, if you're on the Zoom, to click the form that John put out there.
If you're on the Zoom, please click the form that John put out there.
for
That's it.
attendance.
For attendance, please, for attendance. Anybody else got any other questions? Anything else? Like I said, get in the dead ball. Remember, it's sequence. It can go back and forth and you can literally, all right, you're gonna give the team A the ball, then they delay. Now they're gonna give it to team B. He's gonna turn around and step over the line. It's gonna be his ball. Then something happens there. Turn around, step over this way. Dead ball is always in sequence. It doesn't seem fair. All right, you got two guys. All right, let's say you got team B. We got targeting to the head. It's going to be a 3-minute, and then number 2B2 does something else. It's a 2-minute, and then when we're done, A gives him a 1-minute. B is going to get the ball back. All right, because dead ball is always in sequence. It doesn't seem fair, but it's easier for us to adjudicate who gets the ball and where it starts. We're not necessarily about what seems fair on who gets the ball, but that's the rule. Dead ball fouls are always in sequence, live ball fouls always in quantity of time. It should be simple on live ball because the offense can only commit one foul and we blow the whistle, right? As soon as the offense commits one foul, we blow the whistle. If they commit a second foul, that's a dead ball foul. Now two out of our 3 issues are solved. We know the other team's going to get the ball and where it's going to start. We just got to figure out who's in the box. All right, thanks, guys. See you next week. Attendance sheets in the back. With Rodney. Rodney's attendance keeper.
Yeah.